Hello everybody, welcome back to another monthly finds video. Today I'm going to talk about the CDs that I was given or picked up in the month of July. So again, I always do these as two separate videos, vinyl in one, CDs in the other. No particular order in which one I put out first. So today I'm recording CDs first, so this will be the first one that you will see. But you'll see the same shirt in part two with the vinyl. So hopefully you like daisies because I'm fresh as a daisy, as they say. So without further ado, let me jump right into it. A bunch of great new music by some familiar artists, some newer artists. The first is the newest album by Lucas Nelson. Of course, Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real. Lucas is the son of Willie Nelson. Has a very similar tone to his voice as Willie, but he delves more into the country rock vein. So if you like, I don't even know, maybe, I don't even know how to describe it. Maybe there's like a little bit of like Charlie Daniels in his, like kind of some grit to his stuff. He's got some stuff that's a little jangly, like petty. But he's definitely his own artist, and he's really, really good. This is a really, really solid album by Lucas Nelson and Promise of the Real called Sticks and Stones. So check that out. It's very, very good. My buddy Steve at All the World's a Stage did a video where he was talking about his favorite albums year by year. This was his favorite album of 2012. It's a band called the Explorers Club, and this is their album Grand Hotel. As you can see by the album art, it's very 60s looking, very much Herb Alpert style in terms of the look. Musically, it has a lot of production to it, a lot of like Brian Wilson type production. There's also some Herb Alpert influence for sure, but if you like sunshine pop from the 60s with a little bit of a modern twist, check this out. It's also got some of the players from Brian Wilson's band playing on here, like Probin Gregory. So, I mean, it's just a really, really solid record. And yeah, really, really enjoyed it. Thank you, Steve, for recommending it. Definitely worth the purchase. Next, this is the newest album by John Mellencamp called Orpheus Descending. And you can see the artwork there by his son, very similar to his style of painting. This is a really, really great record. It's not like his last record, Simply a One-Eye Jack, which was very dark and very sparse with the instrumentation. This is more, it's got a little bit more grit to it, a little bit more guitar, some heavier drums, and the first lead-off song is called Hey God. It's a song about gun control. He does a song about homelessness with the song The Eyes of Portland, The So-Called Free, Orpheus Descending, Lightning and Luck, Perfect World. It's just a really, really great record. John Mellencamp, I think, gets better with age. So Orpheus Descending, check it out if you don't know it already. This was a new album, but it's a reissue. It's not a reissue, but it's a new album of an old recording that's never been released. This is called Evenings at the Village Gate, John Coltrane with Eric Dolphy. Actually just listened to this today for the first time, August 1st. It's out there. It's very free jazz. Of course, John Coltrane playing the tenor and soprano sax, Eric Dolphy on flute, bass clarinet, and alto sax. He's also got McCoy Tyner, Reggie Workman, Art Davis, and Elvin Jones. This was recorded at the Village Gate in 1961. Very, very much ahead of its time, I would say, in terms of jazz. Coltrane was already going very avant-garde with his playing. It's 5 tracks. It's almost a 16-minute version of My Favorite Things. Coltrane doesn't even really come in until about the 4th minute. Then they do a 15.5-minute version of When Lights Are Low, a 10-minute version of Impressions. They do an 18 or a 16-minute version of Green Sleeves, and then the 22.5-minute version of Africa. And this is put out by Impulse Records, who always do a good job with their jazz releases. I did a video recently on Nick Drake, and this was a CD that I mentioned that I was waiting for to come in the mail. This is called Made to Love Magic. It's a comp, but the reason I got it is because a lot of the tracks on here were remastered, including a track that was originally lost during his you know, when he recorded his last few songs that were originally called, I think like the Final Four or something like that, they found a fifth song. Um, and then a couple of songs from the Time No Reply uh, comp that came out in the 80s were remastered, so they don't sound as crunchy. So I'm very happy to get this. I found it for like $3. So even just for those couple of tracks, worth the money. This is a reissue, 10th anniversary edition of the Backstreet Boys in the World Like This. It comes with five, one, two, three, four, yeah, five bonus tracks from live in Japan, including that they do like on the bonus cuts they do Show 'Em What You're Made. I mean, they do Show Me the Meaning of Being Lonely, Love Somebody, The One, and then they do 3 tracks from the record. Really, really good if you like, you know, pop vocal harmony. Backstreet Boys are a favorite of mine. They always have been since I was a little kid. I'm not ashamed to say it. And really, really good album. I never heard it all the way through. I just knew the singles from it. And then this little section came from New West Records. New West was having a Christmas in July sale, and they had a bunch of CDs for like 70% off or so. So this is, I found a couple of Steve Earle albums to fill out some holes. This is Steve Earle live at Austin, Texas. This is from what year was it? The CD came out in 04. I'm not sure when it was recorded, sometime in the early 90s, I think. But he does Guitar Town. Let's see. Down the Road, Good Old Boy. So I haven't listened to it yet, still in the shrink, but I'm sure it's good. I love Steve Earle. Then I got these 2 albums which came out back to back. This is I'll Never Get Out of the World Alive, Steve Earle. This was produced by T-Bone Burnett. It's also got members of Union Station on here. The Alison Krauss, Dan Tyminski is on here. So I'm excited to spin that. And then the follow-up, this is called The Low Highway. This is called Steve Earle, The Dukes and Duchesses, which I believe is his wife, according to Glenn Kellaway. Again, I haven't listened to this either, but this came out in 2013. The previous was 2011. Then I also got John Hyatt, Dirty Jeans and Mudslide Hymns. Also haven't listened to it, though I did open it. I knew the song I Love That Girl, and really have tried to get into John Hyatt. I've never bought one of his albums. I like him. And I thought this was a good place to start because I already knew one of the tracks, and I've heard good things. I think Randy Nelson likes this album. I believe he's shown this before. Then I also picked up a Christmas album, again from New West, called An Americana Christmas. It's a comp. You have John Prine on here, Emmylou Harris, Johnny Cash, Dwight Yoakam, Bob Dylan. Let's see, Nikki Lane, the band, doing, you know, all sorts of songs. I know a lot of these songs, a lot of these versions, but some of them I didn't have, and I thought it would be a good place to have all of those kind of one-off Christmas songs from some of these bands that never did a Christmas album. So, An Americana Christmas. And then lastly, my cousin Ethan, who I've mentioned a few times, gave me 2 albums that I am very nervous about because I know this band. He loves this band. This is called The Garrig by a group called The Who are I think this Mongolian metal band or something. This is from 2019. Everything is in Mongolian. It's very, very tribal. He gave it to me. He insisted that I have it, so we shall see, Ethan. We shall see. And then he also gave me this one called Rumble of Thunder by The Who. This was their latest 2022. And Ethan, the reason he gave this to me is he got updated versions of these albums. So I appreciate it, Ethan. Thank you so much. Yeah, he's a good guy. So there are my CD finds. I will be back in a day with the vinyl finds. So stay tuned, be good, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we'll talk to you real soon. Bye now.